Parents are expected to spend an average of $858 per student on back-to-school supplies. But the National Retail Foundation states it could be even higher when you include technology. Galan with the Better Business Bureau of Central Texas joins us now. So nice of you to drive all the way up from Corpus Christi to appear on KVUE.
I did. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, it's important to recognize the signs of student-focused scams, right? Especially with the tax-free weekend coming up. What do we need to look for, Katie?
So we always say that scammers work in seasons, right? So whatever's kind of going on at that moment, that's what they're really going to jump on. So of course, back to school. So they're going to start targeting us with those targeted ads that look legitimate, look like they're from the big box retailers, and probably not. So this is probably, a lot of times it's going to come in the way of social media. So those ads that start to pop up and they ask you to click on them, we always tell people, even if it looks legitimate, don't click on the links, don't click on the ads, go straight to the source, go to the website or wherever you may get that. But those fake ads is a lot of what we're going to see. Imposter websites, we'll see those too, which basically is where the fake ad is going to take you. So just go to Google or whatever search engine you use, look for that retailer yourself there, and then you can find the correct information. That's really the safest way to do that. But that's the biggest thing that we're going to see.
I'm assuming there are fake deals as well.
Yeah, so we'll see that too. And a lot of time it's clickbait, basically. Yeah. It's just trying to get you to kind of click on those ads that we're seeing. So
I mean, these are so prevalent that Texans have reported losing, $640,000 online to online purchase scams. But you and I were talking, Katie, that is a very small percentage of the actual number.
It is the most minuscule drop in the bucket. And this is something that is so shocking to people. We find that only about 5 to 10% of people actually report, whether that's to law enforcement or to a reporting agency like us. But when we're talking about this number, we're talking about just what's reported to BBB. So then that number drops even lower. So it really is a very real problem, something that we all need to really kind of be cognizant of and really be vigilant, which is why these, spreading this kind of message is really important.
Why is it important to report to BBB, to government agencies, so that the FBI to track these scams?
So specifically, if we're talking about BBB, we are not obviously a law enforcement agency. We're a reporting, we take the reports, right? But we do share regular reports with the Texas Attorney Generals, with the Federal Trade Commission offices, and that is also what we use to provide our education to the public. So being able to come and speak to you today is only based on the types of reports that we receive. So all of our outreach is based on the reports that we receive. And so if we don't get that, it's really hard to go out and do that work. So really, really important. But again, that is what we provide to law enforcement so they can go and take care of the bad guys that way.
Yeah, please don't be embarrassed and just to report it, just to help raise awareness. And if you do become a victim of one of these scams, what should they do, Katie? So
you can, of course, report to your local law enforcement, report to us, report to BBB on our website, bbb.org. And we, it's really difficult once that money is lost to recoup it. We can't say never because you never know, right? There's always the tiniest chance, but most likely once that money is gone, that money is gone. But the reason that it's so important to do the report is because if let's say that there is a particular group of scammers that are working and targeting multiple people, if we get multiple reports of those scams from different people, it makes it a little bit easier for law enforcement to do their job. So really important that we do that.
And I've read somewhere, I always use my credit card to make online purchases instead of your debit card. Why is that important?
Really important. We encourage people to use a credit card if you're able to do that, because your credit card is really going to offer that extra layer of protection. Whereas if you use your debit card, your bank may not hold you liable, but they're likely going to freeze your account. It's going to take them a few days to kind of, do their research and figure out what happened there. But your credit card company is not going to do that. You'll still be able to use your card. You won't be held liable for the charges, and they go after the scammers on their own. So that really is kind of the best method of protection if we're talking about what to use to make your purchase.
So if parents are trying to save money while trying to buy their kids clothes and back to school supplies, what are some tips we can offer them?
Well, first thing is just check your inventory, because your children are likely to still have, stuff left over from the prior years.
Notebooks.
Yeah, notebooks, pens, highlighters, whatever, binders. So check your inventory first. And then of course, you want to do your research on the best deals, especially if we're talking about these larger ticket items like laptops. If your child is going away to college, you want to check and see what stipulations regulations the dorm has. Do they have to have a certain type of fridge, a certain size? So these are all things we want to make sure that we're checking out on the front end. But yeah, you just doing your research really is kind of the best tip in comparing prices.
Yes, Katie, thank you so much for all the wealth of information there from driving all the way from
Yeah,
Corpus
thank
Christi.
you for having me.
I'm so amazed. I'm so appreciative.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Katie.